I really could use a vacation. Wonder how I'm gonna tell the time though. Hi everyone and welcome to Shaluso, and yes, today we are talking about how to use a GMT watch. Now for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking about using a true GMT. If you need to know more about what a true GMT and an office GMT is, then you can check out my video about that. But for today, we're focusing on true GMTs, and of course we have to go with the most popular GMT watch, the Rolex GMT Master II. But how do you actually use one in the way it was intended? Well, let's start out with the watch with everything synced up. So the 24-hour hand and the main hour hand both sync to the same time, in this case 10:35. The first way to check a different time zone is to use the rotating bezel. Now this is actually the same way that you would have done it on the original GMT Master, because those two hour hands, the 24-hour hand and the 12-hour hand, were linked. You couldn't move them independently. So the way to tell the time was by shifting the bezel. So you rotate the bezel 4 hours ahead, and you can see that your regular hour hand is still pointing at 10. Meanwhile, the 24-hour hand is pointing to 1400 or 2 p.m. So now you can read two different time zones. But let's take that one step further on how you would normally do it on a GMT Master II. So we bring the bezel back to its neutral position, you pull out the crown, and in the first position, you can now control the jumping hour hand. Now the 12-hour hand on a GMT Master II is what you would call your local time, meaning the time where you are. You would then use the 24-hour hand as your home time. So doing that same thing, we simply jump the main hour hand to 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, you can still see as you read off the bezel that the 24-hour hand is still pointing at 10 o'clock. So you know that where you are, it's 2:35, and where you're coming from, it's 10:35. But now let's have a little bit more fun, because this is a GMT Master II. You can temporarily see 3 time zones. How do we do that? Well, we already have 2 different time zones showing right now. We have the main hour hand showing us 2:35, but we want to know what the time zone is in somewhere that's in between, say 2 hours off. Rotate the bezel. You can quickly and easily see 3 different time zones at the same time. How you would really make this work is you would set the 24-hour hand to match GMT time, Greenwich Mean Time, because then you can use the standardized offsets to know what time it is anywhere in the world, just rotating the bezel accordingly, while still reading the 12-hour hand as your home time and knowing that the 24-hour hand is statically always at GMT. The last thing to know about when using a Rolex GMT, or really any true GMT, is that your local time is what is driving the date. This has a couple benefits. The first one being it's very easy to move back and forward in terms of dates, and also it eliminates that risk of having the danger zone, which you see on most watches which have dates, because it means that the hour hand is always what's driving the date, not an independent quick set just for the date that you need to be careful of when you're setting it. So that's just a quick overview on how to use a GMT. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite true GMT watch, and do you ever use a GMT watch to track a different time zone, or do you just use the app on your phone? Love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, if you like this video, make sure you like it and share it. If you want to see more pictures of watches, then make sure you follow me on Instagram at Shaluso. You want to see more videos of watches, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well, so you know when the next video comes out. And if you want to see some Rolex content, then check out my Rolex playlist. But thanks for joining me on this quick guide of how to use a GMT, and we'll catch you on the next video.